with Colin.
Mike the 8-Man was my favorite guy. With Racist Dave and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm still
And then I started
friends
listening
with
to PTR exclusively, and then Colin, you're the guy.
And now, back to PTR Radio with Colin.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. Yeah, Colin's here, I'm here, Mike's here. We're all here for the second show in a row on time. So, it's amazing. Life hasn't gotten in the way. Although,
See, now you gone and ruined it.
Well, it almost got in the way. I got a call right at like 5 o'clock our time going, hey, the air conditioner is broken at the other house. I'm like, at least it cooled down now. At least it's not 100 degrees again. But,
True.
We just replaced that air conditioner in October. So, luckily I called the guy that put the air conditioner in. He's like, okay, I'll have somebody out first thing tomorrow morning. Like, all right. Well, at least they're going to be quick. So, all right. But, if it's not one thing, it's another. Mike, don't ever become a slumlord. It's not worth it. Joe Pesci made it look glamorous, and it's not. So.
Oh, The Super. That's right.
Yeah.
Forgot about that movie.
So, yes, folks, we are here, and later on in the show, we will be pretending that we are sexually experimental teenage girls. So.
For why?
Well, because that'll be our movie review.
Oh, God.
So. Mike's got some new shades.
Well, no, I don't know why I decided to put them on now. But the case was just sitting here. I was like, I don't remember these. And oh yes, I do remember. They came with my red light therapy thing.
Oh,
Because, I'm doing everything possible to try and get rid of my headaches without spending ridiculous amounts on medical bills.
Oh, well, just smoke weed.
Listen.
I
hate the smell of it.
Gummies and powders.
But in total fairness here, I mean, after my experience with the root beer THC stuff, I'm a little afraid of gummies. Like,
well, it just
people
depends.
make gummies. No, people make gummies too powerful for me. Apparently,
No, you gotta. See, that's the thing. You gotta figure out what your dosage is, and you always start small and work your way up because you can never just like drinking, right? You can't undrink, and you can't uneat. So you always, you take a little bit, then you wait an hour for it to kick in, then you take a little bit more, and you wait an hour, and then so it. You just take a little bit at a time till you figure out what your dosage is.
Spoken like a true disciple of the Church of Cheech and Chong.
No, I'm just saying this from experience. Don't take too much at one time. It's not good. Plus, you got to figure out if are you a sativa person or an indica person. So
I'm a Arabica person.
You're not a monkey butt coffee person?
No.
So.
No.
Well, I have good news from the land of streaming, by the way. We got a notification from Twitch that we've reached an official milestone. We are now eligible for monetization.
What?
Yes, we are. We have 25 followers.
Wow.
Yeah.
25 followers on Twitch.
Yeah.
What are we? PTR Radio on Twitch?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Because I overheard the last time I was at happy hour that the bartender streams on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there may need to be like some kind of link exchange here. Although I don't know if I'm supposed to know that they stream on Twitch.
Well, you know what's really sad is my daughter streams on Twitch, and she has more followers than we do. And she's only done it for like a year. But,
That's definitely not surprising.
No, it's not surprising at all.
Because it's your daughter,
Yeah.
I am not going to say what we all are thinking.
Yeah, I told her, I said, well, you have an advantage. 'cause
Stop
you're a
showing
girl.
your feet. Okay? Listen, no, stop showing your feet.
So, but yeah. But, so,
Also, is she actually playing games?
yes, she is.
Yeah, that helps immensely as well.
And much more frequently than we go on. She's on about at least once a week, sometimes twice.
Okay.
So, and she streams for like 3 hours.
If I played any games that people actually cared about, I would think about it.
Well,
But I don't.
She plays like the last time she played Played Up.
What's that?
It's like a cooking type game, I think. She played Kitty in the City. She played
That don't sound right.
it sounds dirty, but it's not. It's just you're a cat wandering around the city trying to do things. And so that's what she's played. So
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why people. I don't get it.
Should we make her a PTR Radio shirt to wear while she is streaming?
Probably. I mean, she does have her picture up in one little corner. She's not like the other. You
don't have her set up so she's like green screening while she's like.
No. She is. She's not doing that. Nor is she broadcasting from a hot tub, or anything like that. So she is doing it the old-fashioned way, fully clothed. So, which I'm glad for.
I understand that, but they still. You still could be green screening and like showing yourself in the corner while you're gaming.
Yeah. No.
Real time reaction. I'm surprised you haven't set her up with that yet.
I have.
If for no other reason, then it would be a challenge for you.
Well, I am the one who gave her the web camera, who gave her a better microphone, I gave her a capture card that she doesn't use. I gave her, I told her I would give her a real audio system and microphone, but she said, no, I'm happy with my USB stuff. So, I have offered all these things.
Sometimes simpler is better. I mean.
Yep. So she likes what she does. So. That's okay. I don't have any problem with that. She's happy. I'm happy. So. But Mike, right now with those glasses on, you look like you're getting ready to go to Sturgis. Like you and the missus are going to hop on the hog and, make your way to South Dakota.
No, I kind of thought with these glasses on, I might get myself into, no, we're not going to beat that dead horse again.
What?
We'll just show it.
So.
Yep. No, I don't know. For some reason, these actually are helping, like my head feel a little better. Maybe I might wear these to work tomorrow. I don't know. You can't. Stop me.
According to the latest picture of temperature, you should wear those, a Hawaiian shirt and shorts.
Let me tell you something. Last week,
was it like 80 degrees, 60% humidity?
Yeah. Last week, Friday, I walked into the office at like 7:10, and it was already 78.2 or whatever in my office. And by the time I left, it was up to like 82, 83. Like the air was not moving. 2:00, I'm packing up because there were storms coming through. 2:00, I start packing up, and as soon as I pack up for the first time in 7 months, I hear air moving in the vent in my office. Like, oh, now you decide to turn stuff on. Got there today, and it was like 70 in the office, which is the lowest it's ever been first thing in the morning. So, but yeah, Sturgis. No, I have no desire to go to Sturgis. I've already heard about like 2 deaths out there, and it's Monday. I mean,
Yeah.
I know some people that are out there right now, and God bless them. Not my scene.
There's been 12 deaths in motorcycle-involved crashes so far this year. Last year, there were 11 deaths total. The highest number of deaths were 30 back in 2015. There were 18 motorcycle crashes in one day this year. Like I said, 12 resulted in death.
In Sturgis or just in general?
In Sturgis.
Yeah. I mean, that's a bad stat in general, but that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not,
I
that's
wonder
not
how
good.
what is
It's not
elsewhere.
great.
Hey, Mike, I'm just going to say, if that really does help, then you should consider looking at computer glasses with a slight tint.
Oh, I have those too. I mean, these are like a green tint, so I don't know if it's just the darkness helping, or it could just be in my head too. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I've got the gunners, I've got the just blue light blocking. I mean, I'm trying. I got everything going on here. But one thing I did just notice, and this is being serious here, Kelsey brothers, the way that your cans are printing, it's not conducive to the whole.
Yeah, they really should do that the other way around.
I just do it. Yeah, flip it. So when
Yeah.
people drink, they can read garage. You know,
Yeah.
do the right thing here, guys.
Yeah. This is free advertising advice. You know. All right.
Just trying to help.
Speaking of
Advertising, yeah,
American
yeah, that's
Eagle.
a good segue.
American Eagle
Yeah.
and Sydney Sweeney. Okay. Now, I mean, this is the first time American Eagle has been in the news since I don't remember when. This is getting them, this one ad is getting them more publicity than they've had in the last 20, 30 years. I didn't even know that they were still around and making jeans. So, that's good, I guess. But I saw them mentioned on every late night talk show. I saw them mentioned on, The Daily Show. It's an ad. It's nothing to get worked up about. There's people saying, well, this is talking about, CRISPR, and this is promoting, selective eugenics, and this is Hitler stuff. And I'm like, it's an ad with the woman in it and for jeans. And then
Play on words.
Yeah.
So wait. But let me ask this question though, because I originally was right there with you. I was like, why this huge explosion for this one ad? So the question is, for you two, is the only thing you've seen is that one ad, or have you seen the information about the entire campaign?
I've only seen the one ad because I don't watch.
Correct.
I don't watch other. I
Right.
don't watch ads.
So there was an explainer on one of the news sites, I forget which one it was, that actually explained what was going on. And it's not that ad. If it was just that one ad, then nobody would explain. But there was actually like an entire video as well.
But
Multiple ads and a video with narration going on and on and on about all of the attributes of her that she got from her genetic.
but But then if that's the case, wouldn't the news use that as their justification for outrage? Because they're not using that as their justification for outrage.
Which is why it looks really stupid. The people who originally had the problem with the ad in the first place, they had a problem with the entire campaign. And I have to agree, the entire original campaign is problematic. And yeah, it's not great. But all the coverage has happened since then is they're just going for a simple screenshot and a headline and completely not covering the actual issue. And yes, it makes it look incredibly stupid.
Well, that does beg the question, though.
That these articles are incredibly stupid.
Well, it begs the question because, especially on the cesspool of the social media world that is Threads, 99% of the people on there are outraged because of the print ad, which crosses out jeans, G-E-N-E-S, and handwrites jeans, just like, eat more chicken kind of thing for Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they're all going into it because she's got blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
One, she ain't a real blonde. Anybody who's ever watched the show Euphoria knows this. She ain't a real blonde. Two, it's a play on words, people. Three, the same people are going back and then retorting, or some of them are retorting, with another ad where it is a family of mixed race descent, and they're talking about good genes. So, I mean, I still feel like most of the world is they're looking for a reason to. When did so many of the younger generations become the protesters from PCU? That are just, what is the cause of the week that they're going to protest? Listen, we're not going to protest, okay? Yeah. We're not going to protest.
I mean, do they not remember, like, Diesel Jeans had an ad out where it was basically two people dry humping in jeans? There was... there's a Gucci ad out where they're basically half naked. Does anybody remember the Diet Coke ads where the women went to the window to go look at the construction workers? The Christy Brinkley Diet Coke ad. There are plenty of sexualized ads out there. This is not the first. You guys remember? Was it Burger King or was it Wendy's that had like the almost erotic eating of a hamburger and ketchup dripping down? Was it Danica Patrick? I don't remember which one that was, but that was, or maybe it was Hardee's. I don't remember. Oh, Carl's Jr. all natural burger played during the Super Bowl. So,
all right. I don't know if we're going to get in trouble for this, and I don't know if this is like this may not be the full ad, but I just listened to the 30-second version of the Sydney Sweeney ad on YouTube, all right? And if this is it, too, that, I don't know, well, this came out 12 days ago, so this may have been in response to, I don't know. But if this is the like some of the stuff that's also come out, like, yes, this is very offensive.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing.
They don't, but okay.
Why would I need to do that?
She doesn't have a great
But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
So I mean,
yeah, that's the one of the ones that's.
All right, so that's in response or after I, because first of all, somebody needs to tell her that the denim, the Canadian tuxedo is still not back in fashion. Denim and denim. So stop that. Second, I don't know, man. The jeans, like, I don't think they're flattering to her butt, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the script from one of the ones that was actually blowing this up. It's Cindy Sweeney. This is her line. Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue. And then Cindy Sweeney has good genes.
Yeah. That's the commercial that I saw.
Yeah. So the point that people are having trouble with is them saying that genes in your body that give you blue eyes and blonde hair are good genes, as opposed to genes that don't give you blue eyes.
I mean, so it's a play on words. It's a play on message. They do that stuff all the time.
But they don't agree with the play on the message in the first place.
I just don't see the outrage. I don't see the reason for it.
I don't see the outrage either.
I think it's reading too much into a stupid commercial. I think it's trying to find a problem.
I feel like this is the cause of the week kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it.
I see it as being a problematic ad that doesn't deserve anybody talking about it.
You don't. Guess what? You don't like it? Don't buy the jeans. Don't buy it. All right.
So, all right. So,
by the way, you know who I have a bigger problem with lately? BuzzFeed, because they continue to demean the Tooch. They did it to him again, folks. Stanley Tucci has become the face of old again because of BuzzFeed. Yet again, 21 outdated habits from the past that would be considered incredibly strange to do today. What does BuzzFeed have against Stanley Tucci?
You know what the funny part would be is if Stanley Tucci gave his picture to BuzzFeed. Like, what if he was on the board?
Is he getting paid?
I almost want to start a campaign called Save the Tooch or Respect the Tooch.
You should. You should.
You know?
Like, they could easily come up with some AI generated old dude that becomes the face of BuzzFeed.
Yeah. You know, they ain't gotta hurt Tucci like that. You know, they out there feeding him to the wolves.
And is the Tooch really that old?
No, I don't think so.
And yes, by the way, folks, we're gonna make the Tooch stick.
I don't think I'm the first one to call him that. He is 64 years old.
He ain't that old.
No, he ain't that old. Nope. So,
but no, so I got a question for you, Shaggy, because I'm interested.
Yeah.
Is this the cause that you are cheerleading yourself, or is this something that anybody else has noticed?
I don't know that anybody else has noticed this. I keep Googling why does BuzzFeed pick on Stanley Tucci, and I haven't been able to find anything out yet. You know, even Gemini keeps saying Stanley Tucci is a respected actor who's played in many critical roles. You know, they don't say anything about BuzzFeed or why they are mean to him constantly. I mean, you know?
It seems to be your real opportunity to become internet famous is to really start pushing on this.
Yeah.
See if you can get this to be a thing.
Yeah. Like I said, I just don't get it. Here's something I want Mike to tell me. Okay, Mike, you're a hockey player, right?
Uh-huh.
You follow hockey a lot.
I do.
Okay. And my daughter follows hockey. And so when I tell her, hey, You're going to see the Springfield Blues. What do they throw on the ice when people score a goal? She'll tell me, and I'm like, oh, no octopi or anything like that.
God.
She goes, no.
Please,
they don't throw.
Please tell me this is not where you're going.
And so evidently now that trend of throwing things on the court when things go well is crossing boundaries. It's crossing over. The WNBA now has a new trend.
Oh, son of a bitch! You actually
and they're arresting people for this. I don't get this.
They should.
I don't understand why they're not arresting people when they throw fish or stuffed animals on the ice rink.
Listen, fish can feed people. Stuffed animals, they do the teddy bear drives, and the stuffed animals get donated to kids.
I think that these things bring more happiness to people than any stuffed animal or fish.
Colin, do you have any idea what he's talking about?
No, I think I saw it go by, and I didn't go back and look at it.
My first thought, based off of many of the news stories and what have you I have read, was that someone was trying to feel more masculine on the court, and this item accidentally fell out of their uniform. Apparently, I was wrong, because this has become a thing. And what they are throwing can be found on certain websites out there and sent to you in discreet packaging so that your neighbors do not know you're a freak. Why you got to get the neon green ones and throw them, I don't know. I don't know how to go out. I don't know how to continue this one.
But yes,
without
during
crossing the line.
During the Golden State Valkyries' victory over the Atlanta Dream on Tuesday at Gateway Center in College Park, Georgia, a man was arrested after throwing a toy onto the court. He was just celebrating the same way that hockey fans do.
He was not.
Later,
there are children there. How do you explain that to children?
There are children at hockey games, Mike. And you know what kind of language and everything is done there. They get into fights there.
Listen, but I have never gone to a restaurant and had somebody bring one of those from the that they throw on the court at the WNBA. Nobody ever brought one of them out sizzling on a hot platter.
Well, nobody ever brought a stuffed animal on a hot platter either.
No, but kids play with stuffed animals. You don't want kids playing with the other things.
There's been plenty of mistakes where it's happened.
It shouldn't.
Yep. Days later, another toy was thrown onto the court during Golden State's victory over Chicago Sky at the Wintrust Arena in Chicago.
Wait, who was it in the first one?
The first one was the Valkyries over the Atlanta Dream.
Okay, I want to make sure that this is not becoming a specific team. I don't want there to be.
It could be color specific for a team.
Okay, but I don't want one of the WNBA teams to say that they're going to rename themselves to the Buffalo Phalluses or whatever.
What if the toy was specific to each game, to each team? You end up with the dills for one team, the vibes for another team, the beads for another team, the straps for another team, and the whips for another team, and it's very specific to each team what goes on, what gets thrown on the court.
You are getting way too intense about this conversation.
Yes. Well, the WNBA is picking up steam. I mean, they got to find everything. They got to find a niche for everything. So,
but I can answer. I'll just go ahead and answer the question, and then we can move on.
Okay.
So, two-part answer to the question. So, first, it doesn't matter what was thrown onto the court. Anybody who throws an octopus or a fish onto a basketball court, whether it be WNBA or NBA, that person's going to be arrested. That's part one. It has nothing to do with what it is. It's just they're going to be arrested. But part two, why is this different than hockey? Answer, in hockey, everybody is wearing basically armor. And in basketball, they have sneakers and shorts. That's why it's
Depends on the toy. Some of them are pretty soft. It's not like they're not.
But
again,
those are the
it
useless
doesn't matter
ones.
what it is.
Well,
It could be an octopus; they'd still be arrested.
I don't know. I'm just saying, if we got to get something to get the league, jumping and energized, maybe they're onto something. What if?
Okay,
what
you
if
figure out how
they're-
to wear?
no.
armor.
What if
the
they just
answer-
threw thongs? All right. What if
No.
they just started slingshotting thongs onto the court? Those are they're barely anything
Why?
there. It's not like anybody's going to get hurt. Just a show of appreciation for the team, Mike.
I gotta laugh because you said slingshot and thongs, and apparently the closed captioning stream came up jujitsu thongs. So
I don't know. I'm just throwing some ideas out there. If the WNBA wants to latch onto them and say that, yeah, that's a way that you can cheer on your team, go for it.
So you know how else the WNBA could draw more crowds? Have them doubleheader with NBA games.
Oh, so you're saying the women have to follow the men? That they can't?
No.
They can't raise their own.
No, what I'm saying is that they're not marketed properly. And I feel like they need to at least have like exhibition games where there's already a crowd for exposure.
Well,
The reality here is that if you are not in a market where a team exists, New York market, we have the Liberty here. So we hear about the WNBA a lot. Indiana, you have the Fever, Caitlin Clark, right? You're going to hear about it. Disney World, you have Sid the Sloth. No, I'm kidding. That ain't right. I don't know. I'm not going to do that comparison. But I don't feel like the WNBA is getting their fair share of marketing. They're not getting their fair share of TV. Now, should they be? Are they killing themselves coming out there wearing the "pay us what we're worth" stuff? That's a bold move when your league is losing $50 million a year.
yeah.
That's a bold statement. Somebody said, "Well, okay, you want us to pay you what you're worth? Y'all want fries with that Happy Meal, or you want onion rings? What you want?"
Well,
I give them credit. I appreciate the talent. I appreciate the league, but I feel like there's not enough effort in marketing.
So I will say, just looking up the stats, WNBA ticketing for 2025 is up 145%. Now, according to Shaggy, that's because of the toys being thrown onto the court. I doubt that that's.
It's because it's because of the Angel Reese Caitlin Clark feud. That's
yeah. They need more elbows thrown. All right, Mike.
what?
Let's talk about your article that you sent.
Which one?
The Ohio woman who had her car repossessed.
Oh God, this was genius. So this woman, now this is for a Kia K5. She had her car repossessed by the dealership 1 month after she bought it. She tried to fight, and basically was repossessed because after she got the loan approved and she received the car, there was information that was missing on the loan application. And the dealership and the bank decided that once they got that information, she was no longer qualified or for the loan, and they repossessed the car. She fought them, and in her fight, she discovered that this dealership did not renew the registration on the dealership's name. So this is like the old school or the old days where people were just buying URLs before companies had a web presence. Now, when you start a company, you register as many domains as you think might be applicable to that name before you go public to prevent something like this. This is why a lot of these websites now for movies have the actual word movie in the URL, right? So she registered Taylor Kia of Lima and sent a cease and desist letter to the dealership saying, yeah, I own this name now, so you can no longer advertise. You got to change your signage. You got a cease and desist on everything. Mm-hmm. In court, this was the fun part. The court case about the arbitration for the lease initially said that her claim to the name was invalid, but then the court said, well, wait a second. These are two separate issues here. One has nothing to do with the other. So guess what? She does own your name. Now, I have not seen anything about this as to whether or not this has been resolved yet. If I was this dealer, all right, we're not talking about a top-of-the-line, fully loaded BMW here that's worth six figures. We're talking about a Kia K5. Which is a modest sedan.
Yeah.
When you start talking about signage, uniforms, business cards, promotional materials, and just the amount of time you've been in business with that name recognition, it's probably worth brokering a deal to, hey, we'll get you your car, we'll even discount it heavily for you in exchange for the name, or even just give her the car outright.
Yeah. At this point, yeah.
With the lawyers and everything, just give her the car.
It's a brilliant move. It's a brilliant move by her.
It's not one that I ever would have thought to look for, but damn it, know that I'll be looking for it now.
Well, it's like
keep this one in the tool bag, right?
I used to own a domain that Little Caesars, or was it Little Caesars? I think it was Little Caesars, had on their pizza boxes. Because we went, a buddy and mine and me went and we got Little Caesars for lunch one day, and it wasn't great. So we were going to go on the website and complain. And so we looked at the box. We went to that address, and lo and behold, GoDaddy said it was available for purchase. And I'm like, okay, well, this will be fun. So, of course, I bought it for, $20. And I thought, all right, now we'll just see how long it takes, Little Caesars to realize that they've printed hundreds or thousands of boxes with an address they don't own, And I just redirected it to a page that goes, hey, I own this. If you're interested, call this number. And, funny enough, they just changed the boxes. I guess it wasn't worth enough for them to, reach out, even if I was going to sell it for like $100, but it wasn't enough for them to go through it. But I was really surprised. I thought I was sitting on a gold mine there.
I mean, so pizza boxes are a tough thing because there's such a high turnover and it's not a big reuse.
Yeah. But it was something like Hot and Ready or something like that, hotandready.com or something. I don't know, but it was something I thought, was with their branding. Yeah.
I'm so sure that you could have sold that to a business
a lot of things.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the Vegas area, probably.
But to the actual repossession thing, I think if the dealership had just gone and said, "Hey, your loan fell through. We have to figure this out. We're going to take the car back," then I think people wouldn't be quite as fascinated by the whole thing. It's the fact that they just went and took the car.
Yeah.
And said, "Oh, yeah, your loan came through. We took the car back." They stranded her away from home, wherever she was. You know, that's the point where everyone's like, "Yeah, well, good job, sticking it to him." Yeah. So,
I mean,
All right.
a top of the line Kia K5 is under 30,000. I'm pretty sure that
it's used. It's a used one. It was from 2022. So, unless this has been happening
so
for 3 years now.
Yeah, I'm talking about a 26, like 28,000, 29,000 is like top of the line, fully loaded. I'm pretty sure that even a new one, they could work this out.
Yeah. All right. So real quick, before we get to the movie review, I want to go through. Yahoo Life published a list of 3 places where you could retire, and your Social Security check could go a long way.
Okay, what I propose before we go through this list.
At
the end, we each have to pick which one of these, like least
Okay.
of the 3 evils.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that. All right. So,
Okay.
So first one, Santa Marta, Colombia. You need a retiree visa of type migrant, type M. The minimum income requirement is about $1,000. You can expect a typical house like this to be living in. It's an under-the-radar gem populated with well-heeled, in-the-know Colombians who vacation here for reasons including its affordability, great climate, soft golden sand, and warm Caribbean waters. Ranked number 3 in Live and Invest Overseas lists in the best places to retire in 2025. Now, here's my problem. It's still Colombia. So, you know, your likelihood of getting abducted by drug lords, pretty high. You know, you can go work in a cocaine field somewhere.
Or you own the cocaine field.
I guess that could be it too.
Hey, listen, they still use cocaine, medical grade cocaine, as an anesthetic in some countries.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess
I'm just saying.
All right. Next one up. Mendoza, Argentina. Pensionado visa is what's required. Take you about $2,000 a month to live there. It's a good choice for active retirees who aren't ready to sit back and rock on the front porch. It's a great place for wine. It's located in the middle of Argentina's wine country. Despite being a desert climate, Argentina has an ancient system of canals that distribute snowmelt from the mountains, creating spectacularly rich soil and vineyards. So, monthly budget of $2,000, which is you living well. Rent a semi-furnished 2-bedroom apartment from anywhere from $400 to $1,000 a month. So, you know, yeah, you could live fairly well there. So what do you think? Argentina. I don't know much about the drug trade and or, you know, crime situation in Argentina.
I know it was the retirement destination of choice for Nazis.
Okay, then. You could be next door neighbors to a Nazi. Think about that. I mean, that could be a driving, you know, motivation for some people.
Why would I want to leave Jersey then?
True. Could remind you of home. And then our third and final choice is a place that I think I want to go to just because of the name. It is Fuck It, Thailand. So I want to live in Fuck It. So where do you live? Fuck It. I don't know how else you pronounce it. I would pronounce it that way. What are the citizenry known there? Are they fuckites? I don't know. Fucketeers?
Fouquets. Fouquets.
Fugazis. Maybe that's what they are. So yeah.
Latinos.
Tropical climates, turquoise waters, colorful architectures, grand palaces. Thailand could be the place for you. There are some extreme weather events. They did have that massive tsunami 20 years ago that killed 117 people and left 214 missing. But hey, with the good comes the bad. You just got to look at it that way. 50,000 Americans live there, according to the latest survey. So there's an example of somebody who lived there and bought his wife. So there's some great 2-bedroom condos for $210,000. That's not bad. Hey, that's a bargain. So, Mike, where are you living? Thailand, Argentina, or Colombia?
If I got to go out of those three, I'm going to pick Argentina. Because I've seen The Hangover Part 2 enough to know that Thailand is not a wise choice. Not to mention that this picture of the guy that with his wife that he probably bought, I'm pretty sure that I see an Adam's apple there. Mm-hmm. And that to me is a problem in Thailand. There's too many lady boys. I can't. Argentina, I mean, I don't plan on being like an active retiree, but you had me at great wine, thick steaks. You had me there.
Mm-hmm.
Colombia, even though it'd be the cheapest and I could potentially export medical grade cocaine to places where it is legal.
Uh-huh.
Doctors somewhere around. I don't know, man. I have seen the surreal life that was filmed in Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't. So I think out of those three, I got to go with Argentina.
Okay. Colin, where are you retiring?
Wow. Colombia, at least, is a little bit closer to the U.S. But I try to remember which ones of those countries are always blowing up. I can't remember if it's Argentina that keeps blowing up, or is it Peru? I don't remember which one's blowing up. I'm half tempted to say Thailand just because it's, I don't hear about it blowing up more often, but I don't know if that's, a reality or just it's far away. I find myself like going, I'll go with Thailand just for that. But I'm definitely not moving to any of them.
Well, I'm moving to Thailand just because I want to become a fuckite. So, that is, I just want to tell people I live in fuck it. So, that's easy enough for me. All right. Mike, we are going to get into the movie review, and you are on tap to do the primary review tonight. And, so get out your pink fuzzy slippers and your NSYNC poster and all your diary and everything else that goes along with being a teenage girl, and tell us all about the movie.
All right, so the movie is called My Old Ass, and goddamn, it's fitting for me. But anyway, This is an Amazon Prime exclusive, and so right off the bat, as I start watching this, I am distracted by the fact that one of the three girls in the opening sequence, the three amigo friendships, is Maddie Ziegler. And who is she? She was the golden child on Dance Moms, back when that show was a big deal. I am glad to see her doing something outside of dance, but still a bit distracting because I'm judging her acting ability way too hard. I also want to say that seeing these girls react to this quote-unquote tea that they drank is reminding me of the evil root beer trip of 2025. During my trip, however, I did not see future me as Elliot is during this movie. Might be cause for concern if you believe the mythos laid out by the show Flash Forward. The entire premise here is that Elliot will be leaving for school in 3 weeks. So she is at a crossroads in life. It just dawned on me that the main character's name is Elliot, and Elliot bounces back and forth between male and female attraction, and Elliot Page used to be Ellen Page. I don't know why I'm sorry. Elliot hallucinates her older self, so it seems, to try and get her life worked out before she leaves for school. But somehow she is able to keep in touch with her older self after the high wears off by a text message and FaceTime. Getting lake house type vibes here. I can only say this might only be possible in Canada, where they have less strict import laws for medical grade hallucinogenics. Now, Elliot meets Chad. That's the one that Aubrey, aka Old Ass, warned her about. Kind of weird that Chad has longer hair than Elliot, but we'll look past that for now. Still having trouble getting past the fact that she's talking to her older self. Must be some new features that Rogers Telecom offers north of the border. I don't know. Once we get to the point where Elliot and Chad start to befriend each other, I'm starting to get Map of Tiny Things vibes from this movie. It's almost like you know that Aubrey is saying Elliot needs to avoid Chad, and that makes him the forbidden fruit. So now she's going to be much more interested in him. You would think that Aubrey would have figured that part out. But no. We now get to a point where this goes from comedy vibe to full-on coming-of-age vibe. Right after the hookup, we get to the after-school special vibe of this movie, as expected. Of course, the way that this hookup happens is just a little sus, as the kids say. But hey, this is an Amazon movie after all. Puke to Shnikes, because I don't want to get too in-depth and I don't want to give too many spoilers. I gave this a smile. This is usually not my kind of movie. The whole live your life because tomorrow isn't guaranteed and make mistakes because there's always a lesson is way overplayed in movies these days. But I think the way the cast gets along really made this work. There are some adult themes here, obviously, but this is a good one for the teens. Reality is that everyone has that one love that caused so much pain that they wished for an Uncle Michelle to warn them off. But that one painful one makes you appreciate the right one so much more. Now, some quick bullet points here. Hearing Aubrey Plaza respond to the question, "Are you God?" with a simple yes. That is so Aubrey Plaza. Hearing young Elliot say, "You don't look happy," to Aubrey Plaza is also on point. Because even when she is happy, she has resting bitch face and doesn't look happy. But that's part of her appeal. The scene after the friends come back is very much giving off Yellow Jackets vibes between the howling and befriending a bunny. Skinny dipping in a lake. Kind of feel like this is more of a Canada thing. I think. I don't think anyone goes skinny dipping anymore. Because of snakes. That's one reason why people don't go into lakes naked. It's weird that there's an uncle named Michelle, but then again, the lead female character is named Elliot, so okay. Cranberry Farm in Canada, which is supposed to be a bog, not a farm. Very mythical place to be, considering that 54% of the world's cranberries come from the U.S. and Chile. Chile is the second largest producer. Canada ranks a whopping third. Mosquito reactions during the scenes, also very much the same reactions while I was up in Maine. So to summarize, I gave it a smile.
Smile. All right, Colin, you're up next.
Okay, so unlike Mike, I am going to ruin the entire movie. So spoiler alert. Here's the entire plot of My Old Ass. A woman gets the ability in the future to go back in time, talk to her younger self, and get her younger self to wear her retainer and play golf with her brother. That's the movie.
And your rating?
It's perfect. That's in the end, that's the entire plot of the movie. She goes back in time to get herself to go golfing. That's apparently the only that's what she changes. Wears a retainer and goes plays golf. That's it. But it's a perfectly fine movie. Unlike in the past, because I struggle to say where does this go in our thing. I'm going to give it a smile just because it's perfectly fine. I don't feel he's a smirk. It's a smile. It's not going to be anything better than that. It's fine.
All right.
It sounds like I'm saying bad, but no, it's good.
Okay. So yeah, there's a lot that's already been said about this movie. It's definitely not my cup of tea. I don't even rate this in the Hallmark movie genre, because I think that they would. Well, one, Hallmark would never play it because there's lots of lesbian making out and sexy time. So definitely it would not be Hallmark. It would not be this would probably be like an ABC movie, because they have some lesbians and some gay stuff on that. ABC Family, which is weird, but that's what it would be on.
Isn't that Freeform now?
It might be. I don't know. Maybe it's an IPN. I don't know. But anyway, it's definitely not Hallmark. Definitely not GAC. So no, Lacey Chabert would not be caught anywhere near this movie, nor would Candace Cameron Bure. All right. So.
I would subscribe to that movie though. Sorry, so you distracted me.
The weirdest part for me was when they were laying down when young and old Elliot were laying down in the tent at the end of the night of tripping on shrooms, and the young one turns to the old one and says, "Can I make out with you?" Like, what? She goes, "Well, because I think it would be hot to make out with myself." I'm like, what? Where does this come from? And the old one goes, "Isn't that incestuous?" And she goes, "No, it's hot." And I'm like, what? That's just weird. Some weird teenage woman logic, because none of us would be sitting next to our younger self or us sitting next to our older self when we were in our teens and go, "Hey man, you want to make out?" That just doesn't happen. All right. You want to touch swords? That doesn't happen at all with guys. No. So that was a really weird thing to put into the movie, and I don't understand why they did that. But whatever. And I mean, the Justin Bieber concert thing, just another weird, odd whole thing that they could have cut like 10, 15 minutes out of the movie and not had that, and it would have been okay. So
hello, Canadian.
It's
like
a
law in Canada. If you make a movie now, you have to make a Bieber reference. That's like a law.
They could have done a Growing Pains reference, and I'd have been happier. Or a Ryan Reynolds reference, or pick any other Canadian star other than Bieber. There's plenty, So, I don't know. Those are the things that took me out. Plus, I really thought when she said stay away from Chad, and I started to get the vibe of, okay, he's either going to, sexually assault her, or he's going to be one that hits her or something like that. Like, he's a bad guy. Like, he's got good guy vibes, but he's a bad guy in reality. So I thought that something evil was going to happen. And when it doesn't, then I, got off base. So, for me, it was just a meh. It wasn't a great movie. I know I'm not the target audience, but I don't even think, for me, the target audience wouldn't even like it as much as a Smile. But you guys think different, and that's cool. I just think it's a meh. So, all right. Next up is...
We've got 1 to 40, but I thought you had a request.
Which...
I didn't have a request. I just put it on the list. There's a movie. There's a sequel coming up for one of the movies.
Okay.
That's right. I'm sorry, Colin.
Yep.
You are up. Okay.
Okay. Let's do 40.
40 is The Old Guard 2.
Okay.
On Netflix.
Well, there you go. That's what Random said we should do.
That's the one that I thought we were going to do. So.
All right.
Okay.
That works.
Yep. So, there you go. That's what we'll be doing next show. So, everybody make sure that you tune in for that.
I am going to have some interesting stories, I feel, possibly, if I'm allowed to talk about it. I don't know. There might be an NDA I have to sign, but the next show is tentatively scheduled for the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
On the 16th, Kim and I are attending a black tie wedding.
Ooh.
Which
fancy.
Is quite possibly going to be the largest wedding. From what I hear, there's around 350 people attending. This might be
that's a lot of rentals.
As close to a this is as close to a celebrity wedding as I think I'm ever going to get, and it's one of her coworkers.
Oh.
So I may or may not have some stories. The reason I say that might not is because I legit feel like there might be some kind of NDA we're going to have to sign when we go into this wedding. I don't know. There might be a Snooki at this wedding. I'm not sure.
A Snooki. Ooh. Well, we may or may not be looking forward to that then. All right. Well, folks, we want to thank everybody for tuning in, listening to the show. And, we hope that you all enjoyed. If you are interested in learning more about the show, check out ptrradio.com. It's got information about all the hosts where you can tune in. We're available on all the major platforms as well as all the social media. Just look for PTR Radio. But, like Mike said, we'll be back on the 17th or 18th. We'll be back on the 18th. And, looking forward to it so that we can keep bringing you this quality entertainment that you've become so accustomed to. But we do need your help to help expand the show. And evidently, I just found out I've got a wedding that I get to DJ on the 30th, Mike. So, we'll get some stories from that, hopefully, on our show on the September 1st. So, we'll find out.
Okay.
So, yeah, it ought to be interesting. It's a country wedding, so out in one of the little boondock towns. So.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it should be. It should be interesting. Actually, I was asked for my lights and then said, hey, can you tag along too and help? So I said, sure, why not? So it'll be interesting. So, all right. Anyone, Colin, you got anything?
Nope.
All right, folks. Well, that's it for us. So for PTR Radio, I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I am Mike the 8 Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.